in a second. What is up, everybody? And we are live. Welcome to another Pin to Gas podcast. And listen, what an honor it is today to sit down with Jay Dexter, DRC Leathers. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is already. And my man, Cameron Hall. What is going on, man? BSB. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. We're doing good. Thank you.
Good evening, Chris. How are you, pal?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Had a long day at work. Went in. I was busy today. We got a bunch of moving to do.
We've not been home yet.
Oh no,
no. We've been here since 9 o'clock this morning.
Oh, nice. That's a long day. Yeah, I went in at like 7:30 this morning. Got off at 2. So I could come home and do this. So we're moving to a new building. So there's as you can imagine, there's quite a bit to do, but enough about all that. Listen, that's not why we're here. We're here for you two and to learn about your guys' story. And I'm super excited. And again, what an honor it is to have both you gentlemen on here tonight. I'd like to get into it, man. Who wants to go first? Cam or Jay? All right, Cam, let's go. Yes. So what's going on, man? Let's start from the beginning, Cam. How did you get into motorcycles to begin with?
So I've been riding bikes. I've been riding bikes while my dad were racing. My dad used to race. That's what got me into it. And then my dad stopped racing through injury. Not just he fell out with it, basically. And then I started racing when I was 8 years old on mini bikes, mini motors. That was fun, but it was hard because I'm over 6 foot tall. So on a bike big,
even when you were 8,
even when I was 8, I was the biggest in class and stuff. So I've always struggled on a little stuff with my height and that. So other than that, just learning how to race, learning bikes and stuff, spending nights in garage with my dad and like every other kid. And then somehow we got to where we are today.
So tell everybody, where are you at today?
Last year I was doing stock 600 at British Superbikes, which were good. It's a good class. Unfortunately, they've got rid of that for this year. Sort of just dissolved class a little bit. Yeah, which it's a shame because it were a good class and most of the Superbike grid have gone through that class. So they've got the reasons behind it, but that's now put us in a position to find another venture, which was still we've done as entries and stuff, but I ain't officially announced out yet.
You sent your email into BSB today.
I've sent my email, so I think that should get announced tomorrow. So
that's awesome, man. No, listen, it's all good. You can't say it's but when you can, everybody will know about it, right? And I'm looking forward to it. So let's talk about your stock 6 class last year. How did it go?
Yeah, so it were a difficult season in some aspects, and other aspects it were best season I've ever had. It started off a bit steady, sort of took me a bit of a while to get up to pace, and then did a club meeting in middle of year, just a bit of practice, and there were a couple of good names there. I ended up winning all 3 races in 600 class, which were all right, and ended up then carrying a bit more confidence the last half of season, which ended up in getting my first podium in class, which ended up being a win at Cadwell. That was good.
Bro, that's my favorite track in the world.
You were there, Chris, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there. Yeah. I try to beat everybody in the paddock. I mean, I was there all weekend long. That's all I was doing. I'm sure I probably ran into you at some point because there's so many people there. you couldn't miss me. I was, yeah. Trust me, you couldn't miss me. That's so for stock 6. So for everybody that don't know about BSB, explain to them what the stock 6 class actually is.
So stock 600, as you see, like World Super Sport and stuff, it's a middleweight class on 600 cc's, like your Kawasaki ZX6, Yamaha R6, stuff like that. Basically, a standard road bike with suspension, an exhaust upgrade, and that's pretty much it. Some race fairings, and then you just book on and race. So
yeah, so predominantly a production-based class. So yeah, limited mods,
and that's good to keep costs down tue. I'm sure, right? Yes.
Yeah, try and keep costs down. Costs,
right. That the key word is trying to keep. Yeah. We had something like that out here as the twins class in Moto America originally, right? It was just the R7s and the SVs, and then it turned from that to a full blown kind of like how our Formula Extreme class used to be back in the day, where we had the 600s with the motor work and all this suspension, electronics, and all that crap on it, right? So yeah, now it's a full blown high dollar class to get into. But stock 6 is awesome. I remember, man, honestly, I didn't watch a lot of racing while I was here at BSB. Of course, the only racing I did watch, I was glued to the mountain. And let's see, turn 1, man, it's so fast. Of course, I walked all the way around the track, watched, but obviously my favorite's the mountain, right? So what a proper show it was. I tell everybody to this day, it's the most beautiful and amazing thing I have ever seen on 2 wheels. And I've been in MotoGP races, of course, a lot of Moto America races, and I love them both in their own ways, right? But that mountain course, it's just phenomenal. Besides the TT, that's my favorite race in the day, right?
You guys like countryside when you come over here, don't you? So we're used to it, but yeah, I suppose from your side to come over and there be a circuit that's in the countryside and then that has a jump, then yeah,
it's proper. So I remember watching it first time I seen BSBJ. I fell in love with it. I was like, "What is this?" Right? It's the accents, everything. The first time I seen it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" And then I finally got to watch, every circuit. And as soon as I seen Cadwell, I was like, "This is right here is just insane. Way different than any other thing." So I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. It is hilly around here. We got the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Parkway. VIR is pretty hilly too, but not like Cadwell. But it was I fell in love instantly. I was like, this is it. There's nothing else like it in the world. Then, of course, I did the research, the history with the farmer and the dad, the dad and the 2 sons and the motocross and all that good stuff that went along with it.
If you like hills, you need to go to Brands Hatch and Knock Hill
and Alton Park as well.
And Alton Park.
Okay, yeah. So I stopped at Brands Hatch on the way from Cadwell Park because my mate Daniel Parker. I don't know if you two know Daniel Parker. He's a rider mindset coach that works with Finn Whedon.
Cam knows Finn, and I know what you mean by Finn, but I don't know Dan.
All right, well, he's a proper mate of mine. He's awesome. Anyway, I stayed with him for a couple nights, and on the way home from Cadwell, he's like, close your eyes for a few minutes, and I was like, okay. He's like, I got a surprise for you, and boom, we turned straight up into Brands Hatch. I was like, bro, this is awesome, right? Listen. We pulled straight up to the gate, the guard shack, and he's like, hey, man, my mate's here from the United States, and I just want to show him around this place. Is it okay? And he's like, yeah, sure. Just don't do a lap of the track. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way here in America that they're just going to let you do that. Yeah, sure. Come on in, it was awesome. Seeing the garages, the pits, the whole nine. It was Brands is definitely different to Cadwell. It's a lot wider, shorter too. It's actually a shorter track. But yeah, it's magical. So listen, how did you, Cam and Jay, how did y'all two meet and get together?
We're kind of from, the space where we live is called South Yorkshire, so it's relatively small. You've got like Rotherham, Sheffield, Barnsley, and that's like a bit South Yorkshire-ish. So we didn't live too far away from each other, maybe 10-15 minutes. How old were you then, Cam?
I'll have been 12 when we met.
So Cam were 12. I weren't riding myself. Riley, my well, he's not little anymore, but little lad at time were riding. He will have been 5.
Yeah, 5.
5 at time, and we were just at a local kart track. Got talking to Cam's dad, Stuart. He can talk for England. So we just talked to Stu. Both me and Stu both love bikes, so we're easy to get along, and just kind of stemmed from there.
Nice. And now he works with you?
Yeah. So initially when we first met, I helped him out a little bit with some discount on some kit. I think you were.
Oh, that was 13.
Yeah.
I was 13.
Still 6 foot tall?
Yeah, you were. Yeah. Just as he'd gone on to the Aprilia Super Team. And then more recently, in the last 2 years, is it 2 years? I think.
2
COVID. 2 to 3 years, like since COVID. 2 to 3 years. Cam's been working with me in the office. He does a lot on the design side, so any of the cool designs that you see will have come out of Cam's head and fingers.
Awesome. So, and obviously you do, my man Juju, his leathers too.
Yeah. Again, I met Julian through racing with my lad Riley. Julian and his dad Michael had come over in 2017, I think. Could have been 16, but I think 2017 to race at BMB. We were there. Both good guys. Got straight on with them and kind of kept in touch since. Me and Riley went over and raced with SFL over in mid 2017. I can't remember the circuit. I can remember what it looked like, but I can't remember the name of it.
Anderson or Bushnell.
I honestly don't know. I know it had. I think it ran like a runway.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but anyway, we went over. Riley rode in the Spec 50, the Spec 110. I think that was it. Proper long day. I think the day before we'd been to Disneyland. It was like 30 degrees. We were boiling hot. And then I think he did something like 9 races during the day. He was absolutely shattered, but it was good fun. Enjoyed it, and we kept in touch. And like we've done quite a bit with Ju and with Michael since. We're good guys.
Yeah, they are. I'm a big supporter of SFL Mini GP and Michael and Juju. Actually, I just I signed up for his club 40. I just got his hat right here and his stickers in the mail today. I was like, yes, good stuff. So listen, Jay, let's hear about you and your story. Like growing up, how did you get into motorcycles?
My dad pretty much. No, my dad never did no racing, no track days, but we used to watch it. My dad used to ride on road every now and again. Always had a road bike. Only bikes I can really remember from memory are like old GSXR slab sides and Yamaha RD 500. We had one of those old school ZXR
Proper bikes
with the Hoover pipes into the tank. All the old badass stuff. And then little bits and bats of motocross bikes. Again, he only used to kind of do it as a hobby. There were no competition involved. But I always wanted to race. Always pestered the life out of him to get a scooter when I was 16. Got that, passed the test on the Saturday, broke my leg Sunday morning. And then pretty much straight away, my dad was like, right, we're going racing. So we did a bit of supermoto for a bit, British Championship. I think I did 3 years, and it was just really expensive over here. At that time, like 2003, there were not really many places to practice. So I would go in like between race weekends with like nothing in between, literally just turning up, winging it, and then going back home and working. So we just got to a point where I kind of like just said, well, I'm not I'm not turning up just to turn up. So if we're not doing it properly and there's no practice in between, we're not doing it. And I kind of threw a towel in and went and just started practicing motocross 2-3 times a week for a good few years. And then up to current now, just track days. Odd Euro track day. We're off to Aragon in
a couple of weeks.
2 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
Julian's coming as well. So that'll be good. And Michael and Grayson. So that'll be good. Quite a few of us close friends. Joe, one of my mates who does Stock Tower BSB, he's coming.
Joe Francis?
No, Joe Moore.
Joe Moore.
He's just got a new bike, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes on that. And a load of friends who we've met through doing track days and just kind of the bike side of things. So it'll be a good, as well as we'll be using it as testing and practice to get faster. It will also be some good downtime.
Yeah, absolutely will. And so obviously growing up, your son Grayson, he raced, not Grayson. I'm thinking of Juju Suck. Yeah, because I just talked to them two the other day, and I just gotta obviously he's into racing now, Riley.
Riley were always into bikes from pretty much when he was born. Obviously I will have helped influence that massively. I think I bought
just
him
a little bit.
Yeah, I bought him his first balance bike before he was born, so it were always going to be a bit inevitable. He started riding when he was, I think, 2 on an electric bike. Moved on to a PW50 with tarmac tires on it when he was 4. Onto a 125 at 4, and then we jumped back onto a 90cc, what we call Bambino, over here at British Mini Bikes. So 4-stroke 90cc 4-speed semi-auto. He turned 6. He turned 6 in March, and he could enter in March, but the season started in March. So that was a good. 2017 was his first year, and we won that. We were up against some much older kids, some much faster kids, some more experienced kids. I didn't know what I was doing. We didn't
obviously Riley did.
Riley
yeah, obviously he did. Yeah. I got you, Dad. I got this.
Yeah, he won that in his first year, which were mega.
Proper mega.
In 2018, he jumped onto. So he was turned 6 in 7. Turned 7 in 2018, and he jumped onto the junior 140. Got allowance to jump into that class with BMB because I don't think you should have been in it until you were, I think, 10. But because he'd won prior, went into that class. Had some good results in that, as well as doing British Supermoto at the same time on a KX65 that had a few bits on it. It was an 82cc, I think, but had a few bits on it. Had some good results at that, some podiums against much older kids and adults. And then he ended up having a bad accident in 2018, and that kind of just basically stopped all that side of things up until last year when he dipped his toe back in. And what did we do? We did Rora, British Supermoto at Rora, and the plan is he might do some more racing, but predominantly I try and keep it fun now with Riley. He does lots of riding, we do lots of practicing, bit of everything: trials bike, motocross, pit bike, supermoto. He's just got a CB500 for Christmas, so the next plans will be for us to do some Euro track days together and just enjoy riding bikes, pretty much.
Man, I wish my dad was like that, right? So I grew up in the Navy. My dad was a fighter pilot. He did what Tom Cruise does in Top Gun.
Yeah,
right?
that's still cool, though.
Oh, dude, listen, I'm not taking nothing away from that, right? So I wanted a bike so bad. And my dad was like, hell yeah, we're getting a bike. My mom was like, hell no, we ain't. Right? We moved all the time, right? But I always made friends with people that had motorcycles, right? That was my ambition. Every time we moved, I'm seeking those kids out right there with those motorcycles. They're going to be my best mates, and we're riding. So I grew up riding anyway, right? It's good to have a family that grows up and racing, getting around. I try to do that with Rossi. So when my wife was pregnant, my son's name's Hayden Rossi after you know, Nikki and Rossi. So
see the helmet back there.
Yeah, this one is a Red Bull that HJC Ralpha won, whatever it is, that Red Bull FIM, blah blah blah. But I do got a lot of Rossi helmets. So my wife's pregnant. I'm playing MotoGP races, World Superbike, BSB, whatever chance I could get. When she was laying down, you know, boom, there it is, right? I was like, yes, my son's gonna be this legend. He's gonna be fast and this and that. I have all these visions and plans, and my head's just doing 1,000,000 miles an hour, right? So, TTR 50 before he was born. I got him a Strider bike, which is a balance bike. Branded KTM before he was born. He's just different. It's just not in him, not yet anyway, right? Maybe one day he'll catch the bug, and he's ridden. I bought him a brand new 2022 dirt bike, and he rode it like 2 or 3 times, so I sold it, right? I mean, if he's not going to use it,
sometimes it happens. He might pick it up when he's older, he might not, but.
Yeah, and I don't force it. He loves going to the races because he'll watch them with me, and he loves to go to Moto Americas because he's friends with Yandel Medea. Big shout out to Yandel and his dad Carlos. Them two, we met, and they were like 2 peas in a pod that whole weekend. I mean, we were in the pits, the podium, everywhere. It was awesome. So he loves to go and watch, but other than that, he tells me, he's like, I'm just not ready. You know, I'm just not into it right now, like you are. So I don't force it. I don't, do any of that. But he has taken a liking to the TT because he was watching the new Between the Hedges, which is proper. Anybody out there listening, I don't know what you're doing. What's your life?
You got the game?
The TT game? No, I didn't buy the new TT game, but we play Ride 5 together.
Don't buy it because someone might be watching it who's had something to do with making it, but it is terrible. Don't buy it.
Well, thanks for the info. I'll say my $50 or whatever.
The idea is good, but
utter. So we actually have a couple comments. So my man Sean Wayne, what is going on? He says, "Go Jay, what a great lad." Sean's awesome. Then he says, my reception is shit tonight. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. He says, what a great lad. And then my man Chris Lewis, what's going on? He says, hey Chris, hey Cameron, hey Jay.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. He says, brilliant, Chris. Thanks, Sean. It's man. I it's just one of those things you can't force, your child into getting into soccer or football or whatever it is you want to do. That everybody's individual, but yes, one day, hopefully, Jay, he'll be like, and Cameron, he'll be like, Daddy, I'm ready. I want a bike, right? I'll be like, yes, let's go. Let's do it, right?
He's just going to turn up one day with all stuff on, just ready to go.
Just ready, right? With one of my old suits on. He's like, I'm ready, Dad. I've watched you. Let's do it. I'm ready to learn. So listen, Jay, how did this whole transition into DRC leathers?
It were a transition because I never set out to do what I do now. When I were at school, all I wanted to be was a bike racer. That's it. Anyone asked me, all I want to do, race bikes. That's it. But back then, I also thought that everyone who raced bikes got paid. And obviously, it couldn't be far further from the truth. So when I realised that weren't the case, I thought, well, I'll just work within the bike industry. So I've kind of always been around bikes. I worked at a clothing company called Hein Gerich, a German brand. They were quite big at one point, sort of like early 2000s. They had quite a lot of worldwide branches and maybe 40 in UK. I worked at one of those for 5 or 7 years. Got quite a lot of experience there. Then worked at a place called Stealth Products, where we used to produce basically CNC stuff. So a lot of it were custom sprockets for like stunt bikes or brake discs, again for stunt bikes or like when the wavy and razor discs first came out, we did all that stuff. I worked at another engineering firm where we did a lot of custom parts, so like yokes, that type of thing. And at the same time, Riley was, he might have turned about 3, and basically wanted to go on the tarmac. We'd been riding motocross, and aside at motocross track, we were a go-kart track where kids were riding around them on mini supermotos, and one day he just said, I want to go on there. So I weren't going to let him go and do anything without having some kit. So we made a little suit for him, nothing like what we do. It was pretty much mostly textile, teeny bit of leather on the bum, some armor in it, and off he went, started riding. And then each time as he got a little bit bigger, we did him a new one. Things changed, made things a bit better. And when he started racing, we were then in the paddock where everyone else also wanted one. They were like, that looks cool. Can we get one? And it just kind of carried on snowballing. Started with kiddies, then went to adults. We don't do many kids nowadays. It's mostly adults. We send a lot of kit pretty much throughout. A lot stays in UK, some go to the States, but we've been everywhere. We send a lot of kit worldwide. We're in all UK championships, a few bits at World, a few bits in America, and yeah, I mean, we'd like to get something in World GP, but there's a big. It's not as easy as just making cool stuff that does the job, which we do. But and we are on the FIM approved list, by the way, so we can be used in Moto 3, MotoGP, Moto 2.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a big monetary part of that, which, to be fair, we are only a small family-run business. So one day, fingers crossed, it will happen, but yeah, not quite yet. So
you gotta pay to play, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a lot of them kind of. So, say for instance, someone at say British Superbikes, the top boys, sort of your maybe first down to 10th, may get their suits for free plus some sponsorship money. Maybe even performance based. So for a podium or a top 5 or something like that, there might be some incentive. But kind of everyone else after that, they will be probably getting their kit for free or heavily subsidized. But then you go to world level, it's all the next class you jump up in, it's always much more to be able to do to basically to pay to ride. Yeah. So the riders need personal sponsors, and most people's personal sponsors will start with kit, helmet, boots, gloves, and then all of the bits that go on and that help chuck in towards their riding. I would guess, I don't know. I know some riders in, say, Moto 3, for instance, you're probably talking get 20, 30 grand just purely for 30,000 for wearing just a helmet. So yeah, it can be expensive.
Yeah,
but they do deserve it. They do deserve it.
No, absolutely they do. I mean, it's our sport's so expensive. It's not like back in the glory days of Moto America. Well, I can only say that because I'm over here in the States. So back at what we call the glory days of Moto America, like the 2000s up to like, I want to say 08, maybe even 09, man, where the top factory guys were making probably $1 million plus, right, on the grid. Now it's maybe your top 5 get paid, and other than that, it's everybody else is paying to race. It's funny because I talked to some of my friends, because I'm friends with a lot of riders in general around the world, and they're like, "Oh man, I wonder how much money they make," and I'm like, nah, that's not how this works, right? This is not soccer. This is not, you got to be, up there, the elite not the elite of the elite, but you got to be in the first top 5 constantly, and then you start getting some money being paid. And I'm sure they make the top 5 or 6 or however many it is make a pretty good amount, right? Obviously they do it for a living.
Yeah, I think that there'll be a good 10, 15 riders that will get a decent wage. I think that has that's certainly increased in the last, say, 5 years. I think before that, there were, if you were a kind of middle of road rider in Superbike at British level, you probably wouldn't be getting paid. Whereas more recently, in the last few years, I think there seems to be more of a kind of like a base wage, which is good because you can't do it if you're not getting paid. If you're not getting paid, you've got to have a job. And if you've got a job, you can't put the time and effort into the training, which means you're not going to be where you need to be. And then you're going to lose your ride. So.
No, you're 110% correct on that. So, Dominique, what is going on, Dominique? He says, "Hi, guys. Good luck for you this year, mate. Big respect." Hi, Dexter.
I hope, dude. I'll wait for that hand because I can't see that one because I'm off screen.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. And then Chris Lewis. So, Paul Elliott, thank you guys so much. He says the Hanks Elliott clan watching from Birmingham. Thank you so much. What an honor.
Hey, Paul.
Yep, absolutely. And then Chris Lewis says, "I ask all riders in British Championship favorite track and why, Cameron."
I bet I can guess this one.
My favorite track is Cadwell Park. Not just because that's where I got my first win.
Sentimental.
It's just, I've been going since I was a kid, since my dad was racing.
Your dad's first track day, were it?
My dad's first track day, I think, yeah. And when I was growing up, we always used to go to BSB to watch at Cadwell because it's quite local to us. So to get my first win there as well, that sort of meant a lot. And it's it's going to sound funny, but it's cheap. It used to be cheapest track to do a track day at. So it used to be £99 to do £99 to do a track day.
That's cheap.
Whereas like Donington Park used to be £170 or whatever.
Yeah.
So you could do 2 for the price of 1. So I just kept going to Cadwell and ended up getting relatively quick round Cadwell.
Practice makes perfect.
So, absolutely, yeah. It's man. So I'm good friends with Dave Neal. Big shout out to Dave Neal on Off Track Podcast. And I had him on the podcast. Man, back it was last year when we first started, and we became good mates. And I was like, I always wanted to come. And he's like, "Yeah, man, you come to this track." I'm like, "Cadwell, I have to go to Cad. That's it. That's the only track I want to go to." So,
why don't you come and ride it?
Man, because listen, next time I am, so since then I've had a lot of people on, like Gary. Big shout out to Gary, California Superbike School UK and all that, right? So yeah, next time I come, I'm gonna come for 2 weeks this time. So I'm gonna do the round before Cadwell, the round after Cadwell, and in between I want to absolutely throw my leg around it and make a fool of myself on the mountain, right? How slow I am, but it's all good. It's listen, my whole time there was it was incredible. We showed up I met a couple mates, and man, I was fortunate. I met these guys. Big shout out to Malcolm and John, and I didn't have to Paul take a cabbie hardly anywhere. They always came pick me up and took me to the track. So we showed up on a Thursday, and they had a track day there that day, and familiarized myself with the track that day and walked around. It was just you could already feel the atmosphere. It was just this magical place when you first pull up, right? There's hardly nobody there, and they're all telling me, "Yeah, dude, this weekend all the semis gonna be over here, all the other people are gonna be over here. It's just gonna be packed, people everywhere and all this." And they'll show me the grandstand at the mountain. Like I could sit there now, but during race weekend it's a paid seat only, because a lot of photographers go there because it's be honest, the best shot you're gonna get, right, is around the mountain, except for turn 1. I keep going back to that. It's like the mountain's not fast, and that whole back section is not fast neither. Okay, it's not. But turn 1, on the other hand, that's a proper corner. So Cam, on a 600, turn 1, what are you, 5th gear?
I'm in fifth approaching it, and then just back one and tip in, and not a
Back
lot
one
of
and
break.
dip in. Yeah, I mean, so you're doing every bit of 120-mile-an-hour corner for sure.
Yeah, probably close to that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a proper corner. It's like everybody. I know you guys heard Laguna Seca, right? Everybody's Laguna Seca. Everybody's the corkscrew, right? The corkscrew. Yeah, I've been there. Listen, the corkscrew is phenomenal. It is absolutely awesome. But turn one, dude, that is freaking your fifth gear pin kink, right? It goes to left with a hump, and you can't see over the corner. So it's a blind corner. So you got to know that track, that corner, you got to put it in the right spot, because when you come out of it, if you're not, you're gonna, it's not gonna be too fun. But turn one is proper of a corner.
It does look good. Definitely a bucket list track, that.
Oh yeah, dude. And Coda too. Coda's cool. I go there every year for the MotoGP race. Coda's really big, and as a fan standpoint, it has a lot of good places you can actually get a good look at all the corners of the track, right? And it is pretty big, so get your exercise in too as well, which is fine, right? It's good. But because I don't know about you, when you two go to a race, when I go to the race, I'm all over the place. I don't sit in one spot very long. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm going over here.
I sit in my van out at way or just on pit lane.
Yeah, not me. I'm all over the place. I got to see everything and experience all the corners and feel the speed and then mingle with everybody. That's what I do. Obviously, I like to talk, and I love to talk about motorcycles. So yeah, I don't have any issue at all going up to any racer. Like, I walked straight up to Connor Cummins and was like, bro, I'm a huge fan. My name's Simcoe from the United States. It's my first time here. Can I have a picture, please, mate? He's like, absolutely, and it was cool because every time I talked to everybody out there was like, where are you from? Your accent. I'm from Roanoke, Virginia. What are you doing out here? BSB is the best ever. Let's go. And they're like, your energy is just incredible. I was like, thanks, let's go.
Yeah, you don't get that energy in UK, really. As you can tell from me and Cam.
yeah. So I got a lot of that. The thing that I got out of everybody out there, they're like, I was a breath of fresh air, and my energy was just incredible. Every time I met somebody, they're like, dude, your energy just, and your excitement and your enthusiasm, I love it. Let's go. I'm like, let me get a picture made. Boom, bam. Here's a Pin to Gas podcast sticker. Thank you. Yeah, let's go. Let's get you on. Yeah. It's man, I had a great time. It was absolutely, and I tell everybody, the best time. I mean, Cam and Jay, think about this. So it was my first time out of the country by myself. Yeah. Fortunate for me, I knew some people out there, right? Like my buddy Daniel, Dave Neal, but I was going to a hotel I've never been to, that in a country, like I said, I've never been to. I had to take trains, which here in America, unless you live in New York or other places like that, we don't really take trains, right? So that was different, right? Because now I'm taking 2 trains, doing all that, and then a cab, and man, just that whole experience. I thought that I would get homesick and just be like, man, I just want to go home, right? But dude, it was a total, I never once felt out of place at all, which was awesome. I mean, it was incredible, right? And I remember pulling up to the hotel the first time, right? So America, we got ACs in our hotel. I stayed in Kinnick Park. It's actually a golf course too. It's right down the street from Cadwell. Yeah. I'm sweating balls, tired, I'm ready just to crash, right? I've been up for almost 2 days. This whole adventure, the excitement, the adrenaline, the whole nine. So I walk up in there, Simcoe, I'm here to check in, blah, blah, blah. I get up tomorrow, open the door. It's like 9 million degrees. You got to be kidding me. I go to look for a thermostat on the wall. No thermostat on the wall. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, you guys don't have AC in your room? She's like, no, it don't never get too hot where we need it. And I was like, sweet. Thanks a lot. Right. Open up all the windows, jump in a cold shower to get cooled down, all that good stuff. But it was definitely different, right? The food was great. The hotel, everybody there was great. It was best trip of my life.
Did you try anything different while you were over here?
Listen, I tried everything I could because I'm that type of guy, right? And the worst shit I've tried there, no pun intended, is the black pudding. You can keep it. It's horrible, bro. Absolutely. The English breakfast, the fish and chips and all that, yes. But Cam, you like black pudding?
Anything made out of pig's blood? No, thank you.
I've never even tried it. So, no.
Don't. Absolutely not. Do not. I'm telling you. They tell me the white pudding's good. But I haven't.
What's that made out of?
I don't, man. I'm not really sure. But after I tried that black pudding, I was like, no, I'm good right now. Like, I just want some fish and chips, and I'm good. I don't.
That's what Michael has every time he comes off, fish and chips.
Yeah, man. It was funny because I was at Cadwell and I go up, man. I'm like, I'm starving, right? So I go up, and here in America, when you go there, man, they got hot dogs, but you can get like chili and mustard and onions and all this. So I was like, yeah, let me get a hot dog with coleslaw and jalapenos. And dude looked at me and he smiled. He says, well, where are you from? I was like, I'm from Virginia, man. It's my first time here. He's like, well, you can have onions or curry sauce. I was like, sounds good. Let's go, right? Yeah. It was good though. It was really good. Yeah, it's good, man. So 2023, Cameron, was a proper year for you, right? Stock 6. Yeah. You can't announce what you're doing in 2024. I have a couple of mates that actually race in the GP2 class, which is a proper class, man. I think it's cool because they allow the like Kalex chassis and all that good stuff versus the other 600s. Yeah. So, do you guys watch any other type of racing besides BSB?
Watch quite a bit of World Superbikes and obviously MotoGP. I like to follow like, I don't know what you call it, all aero and stuff, development in MotoGP and stuff. And then 3 years, 5 years later, you see it on a ZX10 that's just come out.
Yeah.
So I do find that all interesting. World Superbikes is good because it's just an action-packed weekend with three races and stuff. Super Pole's good. So yeah, I'll watch it all. Apart from F1, I find F1 a bit boring.
You watch Moto America?
Watch Moto America sometimes.
I know it's hard for you guys because it's not, I guess, televised, right? And you can always go on YouTube and watch it for sure.
Yeah.
So I watch absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Jay, what do you watch?
I always watch GP, Moto 3, Moto 2, always, and GP, always. Last year, I didn't watch a single World Superbike race last year. Not a single one. Just for time. I just didn't get the time. I were at every BSB weekend, so I seen every BSB race, BTC races, that type of stuff. And I kind of always try and keep my eye on everything. So I'm always like a bit of supermoto, a bit of flat track. I like watching the Supercross, the AMA, little bit of British motocross sometimes every now and again. Speedway, we go and watch. Not regular, nice. But we try and get to watch a bit of Speedway. So often, to be honest, the only thing, and you'll disagree with me, I don't enjoy watching the road race side of things, only because, like, if you stood somewhere, you only get to see a little bit of it, gone. Like the guys that do it, the balls that they have to do with that, I don't even know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they remember the tracks. I don't know how they go as fast as they do on basically just closed roads. But I've never watched it in person. I've been to Oliver's Mount, and that was cool. But I've never been to the TT or the Northwest or Scaries or any of that type of stuff to watch that firsthand. So that's something on my list of things that I want to get done in next couple of years. Go and watch TT, I think.
Absolutely on my bucket list. Like I said, Between the Hedges is out, everybody. I don't know what you're doing. If you listen to this, get off this, go straight to the TT, and you can thank me later. Trust me, it is. Listen, the Isle of Man, I remember Cameron and Jay, the first time I seen that shit, I was like, you have got to be kidding me right now. Like, this is just absolutely the most awesome thing, proper mega thing I've ever seen in my life. Are you kidding me? And since then, I was head blown. It is absolutely my favorite. I would, if anybody could tell me in the world, you can go anywhere you want and watch any race you want, hands down would be the TT. If they told me I couldn't go to the TT, it would be hands down BSB. If I couldn't go to BSB, I'd say, well, shit. I mean, I've been in a lot of MotoGP races. I'd have to go to World Superbike at that point, right? But it would hands down be the TT first and foremost.
Cam went for first time last year.
Yeah,
Cam,
my first time going. Yeah,
bro,
it was just ridiculous.
Where did you stand to watch the race?
To watch race, we sat in grandstand on start finish.
Okay.
So we had the best view for like pit stops and going past start finish at however many miles an hour. But like for the bits of practice and qualifying and stuff, we sat up on just as you come off mountain section up at Craignabar.
Yep.
And that was my first experience, and we were like that far off, and they were doing a million miles an hour past my feet, and that were eye opening.
I couldn't imagine, because listen, I asked that because me watching on TV, like I get goosebumps on my arms right now just talking about it. Right, I couldn't. I tell my wife and my dad, I was like, you know what? There is nothing greater on this earth. Nothing more is beautiful on this earth than being that close to these aliens from another planet, just going Mach 9 warp speed on the streets, right? I mean, leaving darkies, wobbling, riding wheel, dude, jumping. What's not to love, right? I couldn't imagine, like, the first time just standing there at the corner and you hear them. And then next thing you know, by the time you blink, they're a mile down the road already, right? And you're like, holy shit, that just everything, the sound, the magnitude of it is I want to feel it. I want to touch it. I want to smell it.
It's dangerous. Is what it is.
It's brilliant.
That's why it's exciting.
Yeah, that's the adrenaline, isn't it?
It's absolutely so. We have another comment from Dominique. He says, nice one. So cool listening to you guys while on the train into the city at 7:30 a.m. on Friday here in Sydney. Keep up the great work. Pin the gas. Thank you so much. What an honor. And I hope the rest of your day is mega as you are. Absolutely. Proper. Sydney, Australia, man. I ain't never been to, dude. Phillip Island's another one of my favorite racetracks, right? Who don't love Phillip Island? I mean, come on. That's the stoner corner. And you hear racers talking about how nobody could ride through there like Stoner did, just pin, sliding, pointing, just
it's an anti-clockwise track, and I love left-handers, so yeah, I'd love to go there.
I would love
I don't like spiders, so I'd be a bit cautious of spiders.
And listen, they got some big ass spiders over there too, right? Yeah, no shit.
Right.
You walk in and you see a spider like this, I'd be like, oh, I'd probably have a fucking heart attack. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, oh shit. What is that? You know, us Americans like guns. I'd be going for a gun. Where's my gun? Oh shit, I ain't in America. Where's my shoe then? I need a big stick and a shoe. Facts. Big stick in his shoe. That's good stuff, man. So is Riley around you? Is he there?
Riley?
Yeah, bring Riley on in. Tell Riley come on in.
Xbox in background.
Oh, he's in the X. Okay. What is up, Riley?
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Have a seat, man. So, Riley, your dad's told me a little bit about the background on your racing.
It's been kind of off and on since I had my accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The passion is still there, burning bright though, ain't it?
Yeah, I can still ride at least. So yeah.
He's still Mr. Competitive. He still likes to think he can beat us all, and he still wants to. So.
Yeah, it's we actually have a question from Chris to Cameron. He says, "Is the TT something you'd ever want to do, Cameron?"
His mum won't let him.
My mum won't let me. Up to a week after I'd gone, when I'd come back home and stuff, like I was fully contemplating, thinking about trying to do it, and then like I started watching it back and like, there's no way I'm doing this. It's way too dangerous. And for how I ride, I'd end up
taking your head off.
Yeah.
His neck's too long to ride on short, to ride on road. All time with old Edwards style.
All neck. That's all you see is all neck out there on the track. There goes Cameron. Riley, do you like the TT?
It's alright. I wouldn't ever do it because I'd die.
At least he's honest about it, right? He's like, yeah, it's not for me. I definitely eat shit. Hey, listen, I would ride it, but I already know, yeah, I would. So TT riders, man, even though back in the day they weren't good at short circuits, right? So now you see Peter Hickman and Josh Brooks and other guys that are successful, and they have successful careers on short circuits too as well. But to me, they're not the most craziest. The most craziest to me are the sidecars, and not necessarily the guy driving it. It's the monkey on the side of it who's the most bonkers to me at the TT, right?
Yeah, because most at lap they've just got their head down. They don't even know where they're going.
Yeah. It's hard to put the words for when they do that. I'm like, y'all, yeah, they're just different than everybody else, and they're fast. I mean, when you see them, you're like, dude. So, would you ever do sidecar racing, Cam and Riley?
Never.
He's too fat for sidecars now, Riley. Anyway, they won't have him in
I might end up having a go in one at some point. Never on TT, just because Paul Elliott, who commented earlier, that's my girlfriend's dad, Jamie Hanks Elliott.
Yeah, Jamie Elliott. Yep, big shout out to Jamie.
Her granddad used to do TT in a sidecar, and a lot of generations in her family. So I can see me ending up having a green one at some point.
And Jamie's mum and Jamie's mum
and dad have done TT in sidecars, and Jamie's granddad won it in, I think it was 1997 or 1996, one of them years.
Yeah, I actually talked to your girlfriend Jamie. She's actually coming on the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
She'll be able to tell you a lot about that, a lot more than I can.
Yeah, so I've had a couple sidecar racers on, and they're just listen. I every single one of you racers, Riley, Cameron, everybody listening, Sean, everybody, all you guys are legends, absolutely legends, man. Us as fans, me as I sit here talking, dude, I would give anything to be able to go a third as fast as you guys are. The talent to ride motorcycles. You know, listen, I can ride, but I'm not fast, right? I'm not Cam Bobby. I'm not Cameron Hall. I'm not. There's absolutely not. In my mind, I'll smoke you all day, Cam. I'll talk cash shit with you at the kart track. Bro, I got you. This little 50, I hope. Yeah, okay, I got you. Let's go, right? Yeah, then you lap me 2 times. I'm like, I told you I got you. I was protecting you from everybody else so you could win. See, team. It's called teamwork, right? Yeah. It's what you guys do is just absolutely amazing. And Jay, what you do for the sport, DRC Leathers, I see your work. I haven't seen it in person, but my good friend Juju, who's watching, he put 2 goat signs up for you.
Juice.
Yeah,
he's in Barcelona at a minute.
Yeah. I talked to Juju earlier. Well, it's been probably about a week or 2, but he told me he was coming out to Barcelona and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's listen, it's awesome, man, and I can't wait to come back out to BSB. I want to come back out there. I can't come this year. I would absolutely. I could if I sold my RC51. I sold my RC51, and yeah, I'd absolutely come out there.
Keep that.
Yeah, I know. I just got it not too long ago too.
Which color is it?
Listen, it's 03, so it's the red, the red and the
red and black.
red. Yep, red and black with the black frame, black swing arm. It had 15,400 miles on it when I bought it. Of course, I did some mods to it. Yeah, I don't have a chance to really ride it very much. But 2025, I will be back out there at Cadwell in the race before. I think that's Thruxton, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll definitely have to take some time. Obviously, I'll see you at the racetrack, Cameron, and we'll have to take some time and get up with Jay. And I'd love to, when I come out, to do a live podcast with you guys.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, we'll build for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, this is not the first podcast. We're gonna, y'all stay on with me when we get done with this, and we'll sort out another one for sure. But yeah, listen, we're almost an hour into this. I know it's getting late to where you guys are, and listen, it's such an honor to have you two on here, and Riley, too, as you as well. It was an absolute honor to meet you. But before we get off here, I have some personal questions that I love to ask, and this is actually my favorite part of the interview because I get to ask personal questions, right? So I'll start with the same question for everybody here. Riley, you're included in on this too, right?
Yeah.
So don't go nowhere. You stay right here. So listen, I'm going to start off. Favorite movie. We'll start off with Cam. What's your favorite movie, Cam?
I don't know, to be fair. Polar Express is quite cool. Polar Express.
I love it, dude. Jay. Back to the Future. Listen, Back to the Future is a great movie, right?
I'm going to say either Step Brothers, I love Will Ferrell, or Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Dude, I love Deadpool. He's one of my favorite characters. Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds is funny in anything, and it works. It works with Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
Yeah, I do too. Riley?
Deadpool 2.
You just copy.
No, that is probably my favorite film.
Podcast. What podcast do you listen to, Cam?
I don't listen to any, to be fair, but I'll start listening to this one now. And,
Mate, thank you so much.
Especially this one.
Yeah, right. Especially as soon as this will release. This will be out on Spotify, iHeart, and all everywhere else tomorrow too. By the way, Jay. I mean, yeah.
Podcast. The only podcast I've ever listened to is yours, Chris. That's
really?
It. Yeah, genuinely. I don't get much time to just. I don't do much driving, so I don't have to commute far. So I don't really get time to just sit and listen to stuff. But I always catch yours on Facebook. So,
well, thank you. What an honor, absolute honor, Jay. Really, and Riley, do you listen to any podcast?
I don't listen to.
I don't listen to anything.
I don't.
Okay.
I might look at this one, possibly.
Well, I appreciate it. It would be an honor. He says, Jay, I love that. He said, he sound like my son. He don't listen to shit. Nothing at all, flat out. Nothing. Right?
This is the first podcast we've ever been on. So, this side of thing, this is new to us.
Yeah.
We're pretty Stone Age compared to everyone else on social media.
Well, listen, it's an honor to have you guys on here and to break the cherry. It absolutely is. So do you guys, so I'm a big book reader. I like to read books or audio books is what I listen to. Do you Cam, do you have any books you listen to or?
No, I haven't really read a book since leaving school. And,
that 6 weeks ago.
That were a few years ago. And I didn't read by choice. I read by having to do stuff for homework. So, no, I'm not really that interested in books. So I ain't got a favourite, really. Apart from Harry Potter. Harry Potter's quite cool. I've read that book.
That's it. I love it. Jay, do you any books for you?
Again, I'm not a big reader. But I would say, so if I read anything, it tends to be like autobiographies or something like that. I read Casey Stoner's. I didn't like it. I didn't know. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. Okay. But I've read Jorge Lorenzo's, and I didn't used to like Lorenzo as a person when I would watch him on TV. Still a good rider. But I read his book, and it kind of it changed the way I thought about him. So that was a really good book.
Yeah, dude, same thing, right? Obviously, I'm a big Rossi fan, hence my son's
I've
name.
read Rossi's, but right? I like him.
I actually have his autobiography signed by Rossi and Marco Simoncelli on the same page.
Cool.
Proper. Yeah. And as soon as I got it done, the guy right behind me said, "I'll give you $3,000 for that book." And I was like, nope. Nope. Yep. Deuces. Yeah. Because Rossi had signed it, and then Simoncelli had come out, and the guy was sitting there because they were doing the rider auction and all that, right? And I had Marco sign it right behind. The guy was like, "Hey, I give you $3,000." I was like, no, absolutely not. No. Good book. You guys should check out is John Hopkins Leathered.
Oh yeah, I've read quite a few things that have said it's good. That
it is Absolutely. It's to me, I've read, I mean, dude, I'm a huge fan, right? So any Ian Hutchins, John McGinnis, Michael Dunlop. I mean, I could sit here and go on the audiobooks and motorcycle racer books I've read, but to me, and they're all great stories, right? Absolutely. But John don't hold nothing back. And he tells everything exactly how it is. But the shit he was getting into, like it blew my. I was like, absolutely, highly recommend it. Riley, do you listen to any books or read?
No, I don't read any books. My uncle Lewis Dexter has bought me.
You got Marquez's book, Autobiography for Christmas, didn't you?
So I'm gonna read that at some point, I think.
You won't be disappointed, trust me.
I've not read that one yet, neither.
I honestly, I haven't either because I mean, I'm a Rossi fan, right? And the whole feud with that whole thing. But it's funny that when Rossi retired, like I'm such a fan of everybody. Like I don't have just a diehard, like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill you because you're this guy's fan, right? And all this. It's I'm such a fan of everybody now. I have not, but I will read Mark Marquez because I actually heard it was really good, to be honest with you.
Did you watch the Amazon Prime series?
It was horrible. It was absolutely utter shit, man.
Did you not like it?
No, dude, listen. It was, how do I want to explain? Man, it was not good. The production was horrible. It was not put together well. It was only mainly about a couple people. It wasn't nothing like Drive to Survive where everybody was involved and all these stories were being told. It was, absolutely 4 thumbs down. If I had 4 thumbs, Jay, somebody on the other side of the camera, put 2 thumbs down for me. Yeah, 4. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got 6. There it is. Yeah. So listen, they could have done it a whole lot better. Honestly, I think they kind of rushed it. Man, it could have been a lot better compared to Drive to Survive and all the other ones. Yeah, I didn't. My hype was so good for that too. And then when I seen it, I was like,
I put a post on Facebook. I said that Amazon should have followed the Grassini team around all this season. I just think with him and his brother, it would have been, because they have such good chemistry between each other. It would have been a good thing to watch because they just bounce off each other.
Absolutely incredible. It would. I agree 110%, but MotoGP is such a closed world.
Yeah.
And they don't like a lot of people in behind the scenes, especially when all that's going down, so they can probably only get to certain places and all that good stuff. So, but Natalie Moore says Cameron's #1 fan here. DRC is the best for leathers.
Cheers, Nat.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my man Eleanor says Cam Polar Express. And then Jamie Hanks Elliott says, Chris, I think you need a DRC suit. You know what? Honestly, I do need a new leather suit for sure. Obviously, I want a custom suit, but that's something that me and Jay will absolutely have a proper chat about for sure.
We can hook you up, Chris.
Absolutely, and thank you. We'll definitely talk about it for sure. And then my man Darren Powell, he says, yo, mate, how's it going back from Spain, off now to Australia? Well, mate, I hope you have safe travels, and thank you so much. And, man, I hope Scott Redding kicks ass this year in World Superbike.
When is it round 1? It's soon, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say it's this weekend, ain't it?
Yeah. Soon.
Benny Grayson, mate, what is up, man? Benny's my dude, man. He says, ask Jay about LCR's new signing.
I can't, because I'd have to put an accent on. It won't be good.
I'm waiting.
No, I'm not. I don't want to. I'm not putting that on just because in case it offends anyone else. So. All
right. Well, you can tell me off camera then for sure. Julia Wright, what is going on? Julia is the queen of Cadwell. She's always around her and Sammy. Yeah, proper. I met her the first time I went there. I think it was on a Thursday or a Friday. And as soon as I met her, they're like, this is the queen. I gave her a big old hug, got a picture, and we hung out. And she's absolutely. So if you're there, you guys see her, go up to her and tell her hi and give her a big old hug for sure. All right, so listen, music. Cameron, what kind of music do you listen to?
Just Polar Express. Yeah.
The soundtrack.
Constant.
Yeah. No, just whatever's on, like on charts or something, whatever. I don't really have a set favourite genre, really. Just whatever's playing, I'll listen to it, so I don't mind.
So, real quick, do you have like, do you don't listen to like any type of particular music or anything to get your mind straight or mental side of racing, like to prepare for a race?
On a race weekend, no, not really. I know a lot of people do, but I just like to be quiet, if you know what I mean.
You put left leg in, left leg.
Yeah, I always
some
have
superstitions.
Superstitions and stuff. I've always got to put because I'm left-handed. Everything I put on my left sock in the morning, I've got to put my left one on first. My left boot on, my left leg in my leathers, my left glove on first.
He always sticks his left little finger in his bumhole before he puts his glove on.
I love it. You sound just like my mate Luca Allen. He's the same way. Everything's got to be left, left first, left. Everything's left.
I put my left leg over the bike when I get on, so but I can't do it any other way. Otherwise, it feels wrong. And
nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's awesome. And Jillian, my man Juju in the house. What is up? He says that hat, Chris. Yes, dude. Thank you, Juju. I just got my new hat today in the mail. Right there, you can see it. In your new stickers you sent me. I appreciate it. Nothing but check this out, y'all. When I do this, watch. Boom. Nothing but love to everybody here. Look at that. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Why did it work when we do it? That's told you we're behind times.
I don't know. You should. I don't know why. I don't know why it just works for me. I didn't even know it worked till the other day. I did it, and I was like, holy shit, did I just do that? Or what happened? And I did something else, and balloons come up. I can't remember whatever hand gesture I did. Balloons started appearing, too. I was like, okay, cool. I like this. This is good. Jay, music.
Same. Bit of everything. Depends what mood I'm in, really. I like rap. I don't know. I don't know if you class it as rap anymore. I don't think it's classed as rap anymore. Is it like a bit R&B rap, grimy shit? We call it over here. Stormzy. Got Julian into Stormzy when he was over here. But yeah, a bit of all sorts. I don't mind some like metal type stuff every now and again.
Bad Boy Chiller Crew.
Bad Boy Chiller Crew, but only because it's funny. Yeah.
Would you say Stormzy?
Stormzy. Don't tell me you've not heard of Stormzy.
I just wrote it down, man. I just wrote it down.
Julian, I'll look you up with some Stormzy tracks. What's the other one? Can't remember his name, but ask Julian. He'll tell you some cool songs from.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So, Star Wars or Star Trek? Cam?
Neither. Not really.
Okay.
Not really a fan of either. I've never watched any, never seen anything. Star Wars looks cooler.
Star Wars is cooler. Absolutely, it's cooler, man. Yes. Jay, Star Wars or Star Trek?
I've never watched either. I'm not a sci-fi man, although I do like Transformers. I've never watched Star Trek, but I probably have watched a little bit of Star Wars. So,
what Transformer would you be, Jay?
The baddie. What's he called? Megatron.
Megatron.
Yeah.
Okay.
The baddie one. Yeah.
The baddie. Yeah, I like it.
And I've met Bumblebee at Universal Studios, so.
He was cool, wasn't he?
Yeah,
very cool. But a lot taller than you thought he was. And Riley.
I am what? I don't think I've watched any, but I would probably say Star Wars.
He probably doesn't even know what Star Trek is.
No,
I don't think he would.
I'm guessing it's a film.
No, it's a TV series.
Yeah, it's a TV series. Yeah, it's nowhere near as cool as Star Wars. Trust me. So don't even waste your time. Just stick to Star Wars. I'm telling you. Just forget Star Trek. Yeah.
Star Trek's just men in lycra, isn't it? Pretty much. With
Yeah, pointy ears, little like beam me up and all this shit. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. My man Daryl Powell says RTD2. RTD2 is awesome. Absolutely. And we actually have a question from Daryl Powell, and I'm gonna let you guys answer this, and I answer it too myself. But he says, who's going to be on the podium next weekend in World Superbikes?
Cam, you go first.
Bowliger. I think Bowliger will win.
That's a bold statement.
Top Rack and Johnny Ray. I don't obviously there's 3 races, so that it'll change between races. But that's just my first impression.
I would think probably Johnny Ray to win, Bulliger second, and Top Rack third. Just because I don't think the BMW is quite there with him yet as a package.
Riley?
Same with my dad, because I ain't got a clue about any superbike riders.
I love it.
And Johnny Ray, that's it.
Yeah, man, the Superbikes, man, it's so hard because the class is so stacked. There's been a lot of movement around. Man, if I'm gonna pick a podium, man, I really want to see my man Scott Redding run. I really want to see Scott pull it out, dude. I really do. So I'm gonna go. Absolutely, I'm gonna go Redding. I'm actually gonna go Top Rack, and I'm gonna go Alvaro for third. Dude, it's hard to beat that rider combination with Alvaro in that Ducati. It's just like Jake Gagne over here in the Attack Yamaha, right? I mean, he's won 3 or 4 titles straight in a row, and he might not be the fastest at every lap, right? But he wins a lot of races because of that team he's on, the way they gel together. I mean, they're just such an well-oiled machine. It's really hard to beat somebody like that, and that's why obviously the rules change with the weight ballast and the RPMs and all that good stuff, trying to even it out. But it's going to be a proper season for sure.
Be interesting to see how Alvaro gets his head around the weight difference.
Yeah, well, yeah. From my understanding, you can put that ballast wherever you want. It's just got to be on the bike. So So actually, it could actually help them in certain areas, right? So there's plus and minuses to everything when it comes to our wonderful world of 2 wheels, right? So yeah, it's just something they'll have to figure out. My man Daryl, Scott Redding, Ian Ochi, and Pucci. Ian Noni, yeah. My man Daryl says Scott Redding, Ian Noni, and Perducci. Yeah. I forget about Noni coming back. Listen, Noni is a weapon, and he was always one of my favorites at Ducati.
Island too.
Oh, dude, that's his. Yeah, dude. Whoever forget the headbutt? Was it 2015 at Phillip Island or whatever? Yeah, it was proper, right? But yeah, it's I forgot about Ian Noni in there, man. I'm glad to see him back, and he is even though he's been away from racing a long time. I mean, his testing was already pretty impressive for being away from that long. So we'll see. But yeah, dude, Daryl, I didn't think about an Ian Noni. But yeah, I still think I'm sticking with my guns. Redding, number 1. So we'll see. It's going to be proper exciting. So food, Cameron, your favorite food?
Favorite food is Chinese. I think Chinese takeaway.
Chinese.
Which she has every single Wednesday without fail.
Yeah.
So, what do you eat when you order Chinese food? Orange chicken.
Salt and pepper chicken, and salt and pepper chips, and chicken fried rice is my go-to dish. I don't have all that myself. I share it with somebody generally, but still, that's what I prefer.
Okay, Jay.
Probably pizza or pasta. I like Italian food.
I do too.
I pretty much. I'm greedy as fuck. To be fair, I like eating everything. Sweets, crisps, anything really, apart from fish. I'm not a big fish man. Everything else I'm good with.
I hear you. I like a lot of food too. Italian, Greek, Thai food, all that. Michael Carrera is in the house. My UK family, absolutely. And then he said Jay Dexter is a massive foodie. He loves food. Daryl says, going back to the film's best film ever on any Sunday. If you've never watched it, you have not lived. Yeah, absolutely. Any Sunday is absolutely one of the best films ever produced.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely, dude. I'm a huge fan of all those documentaries, all the MotoGP ones on any Sunday.
They did a remake, didn't they? Like a relatively newish on any Sunday. That I don't know if you followed GP around.
I'm not 100% sure.
That'll quite good.
So Cameron, celebrity crush.
I've got to say Jamie Hanks Elliott, Anna. She does BSB, so she's a celebrity. I mean, and she's watching, so.
Facts. All right. Good answer, by the way, Cam. She probably is too. She right now is going, good answer, Cam. Otherwise, you would have got a text. What are you talking about? Jay, celebrity crush.
I don't have a celebrity crush. Genuinely, don't have a celebrity crush. So, okay. Yeah, just my missus, Elle. She's not a celebrity, but she is to me. So.
Perfect. And Riley, do you have a celebrity crush?
I don't know anyone. I don't know any girls that ride bikes, so I'm
not
gonna
that ride bikes. It just means like
anybody,
films or
films, TV.
Jay Dexter,
Minnie Mouse.
Oh, nice, Minnie Mouse. Man, I used to watch Minnie Mouse when I was little. Mighty Mouse too. You remember Mighty Mouse?
Yeah, I remember Mighty Mouse. Yeah.
Look, we're just giving our age away, Jay. Right? Yeah.
Mighty Mouse used to have like the little bomb on his t-shirt or something.
Here we go. Jamie says, Cam knows my celebrity crush.
Yeah, it's Jamie's celebrity crush is an Air Bastianini.
Oh, really? He's only about that big, isn't you know, Jamie?
Yeah, he's not that big. Yeah. Eleanor Charlotte says, good answer. I love it. Yeah, I mean, Anea, what brilliant ride he had when he was with Grassini, right? In his first year, he got hurt on the Ducati, but shown signs of brilliance before his accident. And then, of course, in testing, obviously, again, showed a lot of signs of brilliance. So we'll see what happens, man, with that whole fiasco. So we'll see. But what other sports are you into? Do you watch like soccer or anything, Cam?
I used to play football when I was younger.
And then his legs got too big for socks, so he had to stop.
Dude, soccer is my favorite sport. Football, not the American handball that we call football, the real football, soccer. So my team in America is Inter Miami. I liked them before Messi came, and of course, half team owner is I just had a brain fart. Beckham.
Oh
yeah. And I like football. Overseas, man, there's a lot of teams I like. I just like watching the sport of football. It's exciting. It's competitive and ups and downs. And I think it's funny when the soccer players get and they roll around like 5 or 6 times and they act like they're really hurt and they just look around, smile, and get back up. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? It's all part of the game. But yeah, it's hilarious. But it's a good sport. And I catch a lot of shit from my American friends. They're like, you like soccer? I'm like, you mean football? They're like, no, that's Dallas Cowboys. I'm like, no, that's handball. I mean football. Yeah, the real football, the white ball with the black, not the brown one, the foot one. Right, the round one. Yeah, that's the real one. Chris Lewis says, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you the best for 2024 season, Cameron. We'll catch up with you in the paddock.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Absolutely. So, PlayStation or Xbox, Cam?
Xbox.
What are you playing in the Xbox right now?
Polar Express.
Ride 5, MotoGP games. Just old with bikes, really.
Yeah, me too. I play Ride 5 too. Jay, PlayStation, Xbox.
PS5, just because that's what we've got, and we like to play bit of Ride 5, Supercross, GP. Also, we play a bit of UFC sometimes, but yeah, mostly, just literally all bike stuff. Just bikes.
Love it. I love it. And Riley?
PS5, same as my dad, we play like.
You play a lot of football, though, FIFA.
Not really, no.
Okay. Yeah. I got FIFA too. So, yeah, we'll definitely have to, when we get off here, we'll talk about gamer tags, all that cool stuff, because I like to play too. So, and then Sandra Foster, good luck to my son Cameron Hall this year. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah.
That's Cam's mom, Sandra.
Yep. Hello, Sandra. Thank you for commenting. You are awesome.
She's just come back from New York, actually.
Oh, nice. How did you like your trip over here to America? It's funny because I'm always like, I want to move over there. And you guys are like, I want to move to America. And I'm thinking, like, why the hell would you want to do that? Right? Like, I could drive across the UK in 6 hours. In 6 hours, shit, I'll barely be out of Virginia in my state. Right. So, yeah, it's awesome. So, Chris Lewis says, how do you get on with the MotoGP bike in the game? So the 2023 MotoGP game, man, I can't stand it. It sucks.
Yeah, so as soon as you touch throttle, it just sits up.
And the braking's so bad in that game. It's horrible. Like Moto 3, yeah, I'll play with you all day on that. But yeah, I'd rather jump on with Ride 5 or, of course, all my other rider friends in the whole world. I know when you're listening or not, or when you do, it's Fortnite. Got to play Fortnite, right? Everybody plays Fortnite all the time. Dude, my son, he's in there right now playing Fortnite. Absolutely. So, Cameron, favorite racer growing up, posters on the wall. Who were they?
I didn't have any posters on my wall. Obviously, Ross is everyone's favorite growing up. Looked up to him. Since Marc Marquez came onto the scene, I sort of were a big Marquez fan, and I always liked watching Oil Lorenzo. Just because how he rides, it just looks nice.
Do you have a favorite racer right now? You said Marc Marquez.
At minute, probably Marc Marquez. Yeah.
Right. Jay.
Rossi growing up, always. I watched him right from 125s all the way up, all the way through. So yeah, always love Rossi. I didn't used to not like Marquez, but I didn't particularly used to like him because obviously there were always that rivalry. But then over the last couple of years, I like his tenacity and he just seems like underneath all of the sports bullshit, all he's bothered about is being the fastest person on a motorcycle in any setting, on any bike, on any discipline, on any day, whether it's free practice 1 or it's riding around a motocross track midweek. It looks like he's just hell bent on being fastest, and I like that part about his personality.
Absolutely agree. It changed my mind about him for sure, right? Absolutely. Riley.
Rossi, growing up when he was riding, and now that he's stopped, probably Marquez.
Oh, you like Digi, don't you?
Digi, yeah.
Digi feel too.
He's met Digi a couple of times, and I'd say Digi is probably the nicest rider in paddock to speak to and to say hello to. He's just whenever he's collared him, he's just had time to speak and say hello, even though at times he shouldn't have had time.
Yeah. That makes you even more of a fan and tell you how genuine somebody is. You know, they say you never want to meet your heroes or your favorite racers because you might be disappointed. And I have a couple of stories of those too myself, but it's So Cameron, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
I ain't got a clue, but hopefully British Superbikes or even further. I would like to come and ride over in America and try and do something in Daytona, Superbikes, anything. Just come and have a go. Super Sport, anything.
It would be an honor to have you over here, 100%. And dude, listen to anybody, and you guys, if you have guys ever come over here to America and Virginia, you guys got a free place to stay at my house. Absolutely.
Thank you.
100%.
Thank
I'd
you.
take you around, go down to VIR, show you the racetrack down there. Yeah. Maybe do a track day or something. We'll have some fun for sure.
Wait.
Definitely have some fun. So, Jace, where do you see yourself in 5 years besides taking over the market?
I don't know. I'm not one of them people who has big, massive, long-term goals. To be fair, kind of like plod through a little bit. But I would say in 5 years' time, I just want to be in a slightly better place than I am now, happy and healthy, and the same for all my family. Just to be happy and healthy, wherever that may be. That's what comes first.
Yeah, absolutely, great answer. Because obviously, I love the podcast and talking to the racers and get to interview everybody and become mates with everybody. It's always been a dream, right? And it's such an honor. But the main reason why I do this is at the end of the day, it's for my son. So one day when I'm not here, right, and I'm dead and I'm gone, he can always go back to Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, watch me, listen to me, and my love and energy for the sport, right? So that's to me, that's the main reason why I do what I do, besides everything else that goes along with it. But that's first and foremost because I'm a big family person too, 110%.
Leave like your little bit of legacy for him to be able to look back on.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you think about it, not a lot of people's dads have anything to really leave behind but pictures and stuff, right? So that's my motivation to keep doing. Well, not to keep doing it, but you know what? The number one. I'll put it to you that way. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. Cameron, I ask this to every racer.
Go on.
What's life after racing?
I'm not sure. I can't imagine that. I don't think I'll ever not ride bikes. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just talking about like a job, right? Because obviously Valentino couldn't race forever, and obviously, well, he's a car racer now. But like job-wise, like a dentist, a lawyer.
Probably not. I'm not clever enough to be any of them.
A leather suit provider, like DRC.
Yeah.
Or be involved in the paddock coaching, or
just something that's in with bikes. I think, like you said, whether it's track day instructing, coaching, anything, just as long as it's something that don't feel like a job, because you enjoy it that much. So.
I love this job right here, and it's not a job podcast. And I look forward to it all the time, and it's great. If it was a job, it wouldn't be as fun, right? But yeah, I'm the same, absolutely the same. Jamie Elizabeth Smith, what's up? She says, I can't wait for this year's Cambo.
Me neither. I can't wait.
Absolutely. And then Elizabeth Hall again, she says, thank you. She says, looking forward to the 2024 season. Come on, Cam. Love mama. P.S. New York never disappoints. Yeah. So my grandpa, my dad's dad, lived in Bayonne, New Jersey. So from his back window, like I'm literally sitting here at the back window, New York's right there, right across the bridge. And we used to go over there. And man, it's an absolutely different world than where I'm from right now. It's completely different. It's I don't see why people even drive out on the outskirts. Yeah, but in the city, I couldn't. There's absolutely no way. But listen, fellas, we're an hour and 30 minutes into this, and it's been an absolute honor. Cam Hall, you're an absolute legend. Jay Dexter, DRC Leathers, absolute legend. Riley, you already know you're a legend. Absolutely, absolutely right. The apple don't fall far from the tree, and you're right there next to yours. So listen, before we get off here, Cameron, I need you to give everybody a shout out, or if you have a club that people can join, tell them how they can follow you on social medias, all that.
So obviously I'd like to thank all my sponsors that help make my racing possible. Jay is a big one. With kit and stuff. Nationwide Electrical, my title sponsor for this year, along with Triple M Vehicle Sales. Then we've got Les and Jane. Jane's watching. Les will be watching over her shoulder.
Anthony.
And Anthony Snowball Snowy, distinctive plastering. Pete Gaines, he's MC Electrical. We've got
Paul Bass.
Bull Bass. I'm gonna have to get my notes up because
Go
there's
ahead. No, you do it. Hey, Cam, real quick before you continue, Chris Lewis says you could be a film critic and then you can review Polar Express.
yeah. I'm gonna have to get my notes up because I don't want to miss anyone out.
Absolutely, do it.
So we've got everyone who I've already said. Damien at Industrial Door Solutions. Sorry. Kabuto helmets. They help me out with helmets and stuff. Elizabeth Hall. She's my grandma. She does picture framing, and I sometimes work there as well. 1 day a week, just helping out and
Drinking hot chocolate
and stuff, eating hot biscuits. Stanningforth
I'm
Motorcycle.
on my way. Keep them on the stove.
Stanningforth Motorcycles help me out with bits for my bike and stuff. Potters of Barnsley, they're a butchers. They're always a nice sponsor to have. Graphic Innovation Group, they wrap my bike and all my awning boards and stuff like that to help stuff look cool. Redline Track Days, that's who we're gonna Aragon with.
Yeah,
in a
Dean
couple
and
of
Malcolm Tunch at
Yeah.
Redline.
They've helped me out for a good few, yeah.
New one.
Yeah, we've got Rock Oil, Expert Electrical, another electrical company, just come on board. They just come on board today, actually.
Nice.
For this year.
Okay. Yeah,
Thanks to Ben Tiffany for sorting that out for me. Pipeworks, exhausts, give me a bit. GB Racing, engine protection and stuff. I'm sponsored by a barber, so he cuts my hair and stuff. And
skin fade for days on sides.
L Performance, JT Sprockets, iFlow Filtro, all like bike bits to help keep biking as new condition. ABC brakes, obviously give me some brakes and stuff, and Chris Clark plant services, sort of like a plant hire.
Nice.
And then everyone else that follows me and cheers me on. So,
Proper. So where can they find you at social media and follow you?
Facebook, I've got a Facebook page just called Cameron Hall Racing. Instagram, just exactly the same, Cameron Hall Racing. And that's it really. Don't use Twitter or out, it's too complicated. But yeah, Instagram and Facebook I always try and keep updated and post on and stuff.
OnlyFans, he puts pictures of himself.
That's what I was thinking. OnlyFans, yeah. Come on, Cam. Yeah, that's hilarious.
No,
So
we're not to that point yet.
do you have a club?
I haven't got a club, but I do. There is a way for people to get involved. I do raffles for raffle competitions for each round, giving different prizes away. Could be hospitality passes, could be just passes to get in for weekend into paddock and stuff. Just to help raise a bit more funds towards tyre bills, fuel bills, stuff like that. Which it's from as little as £10 for a number, and you've got a chance of winning like I said, two weekend passes to get into paddock and stuff. So
that's so. Do they have to be do they have to show up to the race to join that, or
they don't have to come? But if what I'd normally try and do is I have a couple of people just enter it just to help me out, which is £10 a round or whatever. They might buy a couple of numbers and stuff, which say if they get, I do it on a live draw on Facebook to pick my winner, and if they tell me that they don't want to come, then I'll redraw it and pick someone else that can come.
So how do they sign up for this though?
Just through messaging me on Facebook or Instagram, or
I got
You
you.
put a post on your race page, don't you, on Facebook?
Every couple of weeks before every round, I always put a post on, like saying I'm putting a raffle on for this round, so and saying what prizes is and stuff like that.
Awesome. Well, you guys heard it. I don't know why you're sitting here listening. Go on there, or you can do it while you're listening. Get on Facebook, get on Instagram, and follow Cameron Hall. Follow his projects. Absolutely multitask. That's it. That's it. And look for big things in 2024. Chris Lewis, what classes are you racing in 2024? We don't know yet. He can't say, but stay tuned.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably be on Facebook via BSB.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So stay tuned. You heard it here first. And then Jay, my man, DRC Leathers. How can people find you, and how can anybody listening or that's going to listen to this in the future, if they're interested in getting a leather suit from you, how can they get in touch with you and all that good stuff? Or if there's a racer out there that says, hey, I want to talk to Jay.
I'm always interested in listening to, I mean, we support quite a lot of people. I always try and give back as much as humanly possible. I'm not a tech person. I'm opposite. I try and give as much as humanly possible. So always get in touch. If we can't help you out direct, we can always try and do some kind of support or discount. But yeah, anyone who wants to get in touch, the best way really is through Facebook or email. We try and update our Facebook page pretty regular, DRC Race Leathers. We've got an Instagram, again, DRC Race Leathers. We try and keep both as updated as possible. Do have a website, but I basically run that myself, and I'm not a tech. If it were a calculator, I'm in, but yeah, the website's not up to scratch, but that's something that will be getting done. That's something on the cards for this year. But the Instagram and the DRC page on Facebook are up to date on a daily basis. So get in touch. We try and update everything on there. Designs, suits, supported riders. We have some competitions. Somewhere we give stuff away. Somewhere we want people to basically design their own suit, and then we'll pick out a winner and they get that produced. Yeah, all kinds of cool stuff.
That's awesome. Hey, Chris Lewis said, just followed your racing pages, Cameron.
Yeah, I've just got that. Thank you, Chris.
Yep. Absolutely. And then Riley, do you have any social media?
He got took down, didn't he? He did it. Yeah, he used to have a race page on Facebook, but it got took down. I don't know why.
I know why he had a race page.
Yeah, he got took down. A lot of his, I know all of his old races are all on YouTube, on British Mini Bikes' live streams on YouTube, so you can get all of Riley's up. There's some really good races on there actually. But other than that, we're not putting it up recently, have we?
Yeah.
But we will be, because I got a Insta360 camera for my 40th birthday, which was Monday, off my missus.
Well, happy birthday, bro. Look, join the club, because I got me an Insta360 camera too. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to be using it at Aragon. I did borrow a friend of mine, Anthony Snoway. I borrowed his camera in Portimao in November. He's running Insta360. I only had it on for one session and I crashed. But the camera was wicked. So sorry for crashing with your camera on, Anthony. But I'm gonna use it in Aragon, get some good footage, and then this year, me and Cam are gonna video a lot of us training that we do together, a lot of the practicing that we do. Same with Riley, and I don't know if I'll ever do a DRC YouTube page, just because I don't know if people actually would want to watch it. But my plan is to video way more shit and put it on anyway, even if it's just as me. If people want to watch it, they're more than welcome to. They can always say it's crap if they don't like it, or they can always watch another if they do. So we'll not know unless we try.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, before I get out of here, I got to do a couple shouts out too. First one is big shout out to my mate Jake Marsh and R&D Racing. Man, they support Pendergast, dude. We're on their team shirts. We're on their leathers this year. I'm on their race bikes this year. I get lost for words just even talking about it. So listen, I love you guys. R&D, Jake Marsh, big shout out to you guys. Absolutely proper megas. Big shout out to my man Martin from the Clothing Kings. You can go on there, go to clothingkings.co.uk. You can get all Pendergast merch you want. We got hats, t-shirts, jackets, all that good stuff. So all you got to do is go there and place your order. Big shout out to my man Michael Carrera and Juju Carrera. Juju, British Talent Cup this year, 2024, last year too. So good, give them a follow too as well. If anybody over here in the United States is interested in learning how to race, seek no further than SFL Mini GP. Michael Carrera out of South Florida. If you can't find them, get in touch with me. I'll put you in direct contact and you'll have the best time of your life. And listen, thank you guys for everybody that likes and subscribes. And if you haven't, please go like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Spotify, AllHeart, Podbean, YouTube. It don't matter. Facebook. Even if you don't like me, just leave a comment down. Tell me why you don't like me. But anyway, yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't anyway. But listen, it's been such an honor. Cameron Hall, thank you so much, mate. Jay Dexter, DRC Leathers, my man. Thank you so much. And Riley, this special appearance. Thank you for coming in on camera with us today, mate. Absolutely. So listen, I'm going to end the show. You three stay on with me for a second longer. And I will see you guys later on this week. Thank you guys so much that watched the show. This episode will be out on all major listening platforms, but Apple, because I haven't figured out how to do it yet. So, but one day I'll get to that level. But thank you guys so much. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I forgot, because I can do it. Yeah. Love all you guys. There it is. Yes, sir. I love it. All right. Let's end.